It's the Red River Farm Network Crop Tour presented by Pioneer. Again, day number 5. We've been on the road this week checking out the crop situation. We appreciate the support of Pioneer making this all possible. We are visiting with the folks from Airborne Seed and Agronomy, Dave Staples and Den Hilbe with us. Going to check in on this crop. You guys are based in Halstad. We're actually in that Harwood area, right?
Yeah, correct. You're down around just north of Fargo, Harwood, North Dakota. Crop is looking pretty decent considering the spring we had, and I mean, you can look out and see the weather forecast, and hopefully we get a nice Indian summer here to finish this off.
Yeah, like everybody, I think you're probably going to need it. Tell us how the year started for you, Dan.
Yeah, the year started off, it looked like it was going to be a pretty decent year, early spring, and then everybody knows what happened there right around that May 1st time frame. It just kept raining. Got back in the field mid-May again, and everything drug out all the way until probably there was some June planting too. So all in all, the crops look pretty good. We just, like David said, need to get to the end of it. So
we certainly know the rains we had here this spring. Do you have to do some replants in this territory?
Yeah, we ended up having to replant some corn. Just too much rain. You had this most beautiful seed bed I've ever planted into, and you go ahead and get 12 inches of rain on it, and it just fell apart. And yeah, we ended up replanting some low spots, but that's just what you do this year.
Yeah, you're, like I said, you're like one of many in that type of situation.
Exactly.
Where are we at with the crop right now? What kind of maturity we look at for corn, and where are we sitting?
So on our farm, we start kind of in that 85 to 86 day maturity range, stretch it up to 90. Most years it works. This year we'll see if we pay the price. So you hope for the best, but we just need that, like I said, that long summer, long September. So
yeah. What about on soybeans? Where are we at with that crop?
Soybeans are looking pretty good, actually. We sprayed a ton of aphids this year. Yeah, everything seems to be up to that R6 stage, so it's looking pretty good up in the Halstad area. So
give us some perspective for our listeners. What kind of varieties for soybeans are you guys looking at that have you excited to see what the combine brings?
Yeah, no, we're definitely looking at everything up in that Halstad territory. We have a bunch of sugar beet growers up there, so we're looking at something as short as an 02 all the way up to that 08 A44. So
kind of interesting to see the beet growers obviously looking at something a little bit different than maybe just a corn soybean rep.
Yeah, they really like to get that a little bit of soybeans off at least before their main campaign. The sugar beet harvest, usually starts that October 1st time frame. So those guys like to have at least 50% of their beans off, if not more. So
we got the new Z series. What's that? What are you thinking about that?
I think the new Z series is really going to push Pioneer to the next level on the soybeans. I mean, you look at that, and they've grown their enlist. I mean, the enlist acres are only going to continue to grow, and to have a cutting-edge Z series soybean coming with the enlist changeover, and none of us know what's going to happen with the dicamba label next year. So I think the growth in the Z series is going to be even bigger than maybe some even think.
How about corn? Any particular hybrids that you're looking at for 2025?
Oh man, up in that Halstad area, we'll be all the way down to probably an 80-day, maybe a 78-day variety, and all the way up to you might see some 91-day up there. So the 82-288, I think, is one that we will push pretty hard in our area, and I think it'll do very well in our area. So
it's always interesting to learn about the history of the agencies and such. Tell me about this one. You got kind of go the whole full breath in this business.
Absolutely. So Airborne Custom Spraying was started back in the mid-'80s by Dean Solomon. Dean retired in late 2017 and sold the business to Rob and Rebecca Asleason, and they kept the name Airborne Custom Spraying. From 2018, their first season, they started off with 2 airplanes up there, and now we've grown to having 3 airplanes, 2 802s and 1 502, and we also started we bought 3 John Deere ground sprayers running too, and that's more of anything, Don, just a customer service to really. I mean, the sensitive herbicide work is only continuing to grow. All the different soybean traits and stuff like that. It's just a necessity of the ground sprayers for something that the airplanes can't do. The airplanes are a huge key to our business. I mean, undoubtedly that's the centerfold. I mean, look at the name; it's Airborne. That's what it is. The Pioneer agency is a new thing for us, but we really did it just as a customer service. Airborne's based around the employees, and I'll say that over and over again. Airborne is built on the employees, and it's something the employees really are looking forward to too, and being another customer service. We want our customers to be successful. That's what it's all about. So
I'm guessing a lot of fungicide went down for you guys this year as well.
Yeah, the fungicide run was huge this year with the wheat crop. Looked so good early on, and I mean, it was really just the weather that stood for that. I mean, it was a great, maybe not the best corn soybean year, but it was a great wheat year. So I mean, the wheat run was huge, and I mean, now we're getting into this wetter time. It's the sugar beet fungicide is probably our biggest market, and that's also been very, very busy this year. So we're overall very happy with the year, but we're really looking forward to joining Pioneer and having the vast knowledge that they have and the great team that we get to work with too. So
fantastic. Again, Airborne Seed and Agronomy. We're based in that Halstad area. We're in a plot in the Harwood area as well. Dave Staples, Dan Hilbe with us again as we wrap up our Red River Farm Network Crop Tour presented by Pioneer.